Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you over to Water Your Soil. So before I get into this video, I would like to say, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify everything that you learn, whether it's over here at this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule of life. So getting into the video, this one is going to be about some new credit card news, and honestly it's a letdown, a huge letdown, and I'm going to tell you all why it's a huge letdown. It relates to the cap on late fees. I don't know if all of you are aware, but months ago I did a video on the CFPB attempting to cap late fees at $8. Late fees on credit cards, that is. And the CFPB, for those of you who don't know, is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And when it comes to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, what I want you all to do is pay attention to some news that comes out today. If you're watching this video, it's Tuesday. There's a court ruling that should be coming out today concerning the CFPB. And I want you all to stay tuned for it because it's a possibility the CFPB may be going away. Right now, they're still around, but there's a chance that they may be going away. So I want you all to stay posted for that news. But this video right here isn't about that news. This video is about their attempt to cap late fees at $8 on credit cards. So the way how credit card news works around here is I'll read either through the full article or I'll read through excerpts of the article, and I'll post a link in the description box. That way you all can see for yourself and give it a quick read, because usually these articles are anywhere between 3 minutes to 5 minutes long at most. But I'm going to leave a link that way you can check it out. And then after I go through the article, whether it's reading the full article or reading excerpts through it, I give my opinion on how I feel about it and how you all can proceed forward when it comes to whatever news the article is about. So make sure that you do stay tuned to me speaking after I get done reading the article. But I'm not going to waste any further time. I'm going to get right into it, all right? So the article is about how to avoid credit card late fees after a court threw out a proposed cap. And this was posted by Cora Lewis, and it was posted on April 28th, 2025. It says, a Texas judge earlier this month threw out a federal rule that would have capped credit card late fees at $8. The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau finalized the rule last year as part of Biden's administration's effort to do away with what it called junk fees. It was paused by the courts before it could take effect. At the time, the CFPB estimated that American families would have saved more than $10 billion in late fees annually had the fees been capped at $8, significantly less than the $32 average. Banks and industry groups argued that the rule didn't allow card issuers to charge fees high enough to deter late payments and discourage repeat violations. The Texas judge's ruling earlier this month came a day after a collection of major industry groups and the CFPB under President Donald Trump announced that they had reached an agreement to throw out the rule. So that's pretty much the unfortunate news and the letdown. The letdown is late fees were at $32 and they were attempting to cap the late fees at $8, the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and they unsuccessfully were able to do it. And that's bad news for a lot of you out there, because I know there are some of you who watch and you are late when it comes to paying your credit cards. And I never was a fan of this rule. Let me make that clear. I never was a fan of this rule. And the reason why I wasn't a fan of this rule is because it promotes bad habits. Now, some of you probably will say, oh, well, some people are out there, they're struggling financially. But if I'm being truthfully honest with you all, if you are someone who is struggling financially to the point where you can't even pay the minimum payment of your credit card on time, and the minimum payment on your credit card more than likely is probably under $100, depending on what your balance is. But for the most part, your minimum payment is probably less than $100. And if you can't afford to pay your minimum payment, then you probably shouldn't be using your credit card. Now, I can't tell people what to do. People are adults. I'm assuming if you have a credit card, you are an adult unless you're an authorized user, but more than likely, you are above the age of 18 if you do have a credit card. So I can't tell you what to do. You're going to go and you're going to make your own decisions. However, I have a feeling if they were able to cap late fees at $8, it would have continued a bad habit of just carrying over debt and continuing to pile up debt for a lot of people. So it is a letdown for a lot of you out there because, as you all know, credit card debt in this country is ridiculous right now. It's in the trillions when it comes to the dollar amount, but it's ridiculous right now. So that's a sign of people not managing credit cards correctly, and they're carrying over balance, and they're piling up interest, and they're piling up late fees. And I have done numerous videos throughout the years where it shows that people are piling up these fees and interest, and it's unfortunate. So yes, this rule is a letdown for a lot of people because the CFPB, they were trying to get this rule passed for people. Now, I always said that if you hit these banks in their pockets, which this rule would have been doing, it would have been taking money away from these banks, especially in regard to profit. And I always said they'll find a way to get money back in return, and they'll find a way, whether it's from raising annual fees or raising interest or other fees, they were going to find a way to make their money back in return. So while it may have felt like a win by them attempting to cap late fees at $8, it really more than likely would have impacted everyone else in a negative way on the back end. But I know some of you want to know what the banks think about this ruling, so I'm going to get into the part of the article. I'm going to skip forward to the part that lets you know what the banks think. And this is why I want you all to read this article on your own. That way you can see the other parts of the article. Is things that I already talk about on this channel and I talk about often, but I'm going to skip to the part where it talks about the bank's thoughts on the news. So let's get into it. It says, how have banking groups responded to the court decision? Industry groups, including the Consumer Bankers Association, American Bankers Association, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and others, said they welcomed the court's decision eliminating the cap. The group said that the rule would have led to higher interest rates and reduced credit card access for cardholders. The groups also said the rule would have, quote-unquote, reduced important incentives for consumers to manage their finances. The CFPB has estimated that the banks bring in roughly $14 billion in credit card late fees a year. There we have it. I pretty much told you that was going to end up happening, and the banks just pretty much confirmed. They were going to raise interest rates, and in layman's terms, they more than likely were going to start taking away some of the rewards that they offer, as well as raising annual fees and other fees as well. So as I stated, you can play these games with the banks, but they're always going to get their money back on the back end. And that's just the way how things are. We can be upset about it. I choose not to be upset about it because it's something that I can't control. One of my favorite things that I always tell my friends and family is, hey, you have reality and you have your reality. And for your sake, it may be a good idea to get on board with what reality is, because if you just live in your world and the way how you want things to be, you'll be disappointed a lot in life. So you may want to start to look at reality with a fine lens. And that's what I tell my loved ones and my friends, and that's what I'm going to tell you all as well. So we can't really control what these banks do. We can't really control the rules that are set in place and that are not set in place. But I choose to play by their rules because I know it can help me in the present and in the long run. But I just wanted to share this video with you all because this ruling is important. I know some people were expecting this $8 cap on late fees, but unfortunately, it's a wrap for that. Now, a couple of months ago, there was this big wave of people reporting like, hey, Trump is going to cap interest on credit cards at 10%. And if this rule didn't go through, it's a chance that that rule might not go through either. And either way, like I said, when it comes to the $8 late fee or whether it's 10% cap on interest, the banks will find their way to make their money on the back end, and that's what it is. But as I told you all earlier, be sure to stay tuned for that news that should be releasing today regarding the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. We'll find out what's going on with them, whether or not they're going to stay around or if they're going to leave or what happens, we'll know. So be sure to stay tuned for that news. But while you all are here, I want you all to take my poll. The way how you participate in the polls on this channel is you go to the homepage by clicking on my photo where it says Water Your Soil. You click on that photo and go to the homepage. After you're on the homepage, you're going to look at the top and you're going to see where it says post. You're going to click on the post section and you'll see all of my polls, including my latest poll. I want you all to participate in that poll and the rest of the polls that I have as well. But anyways, I want you all to know, if you're new here and you're feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video, because I post often. That's clicking on the bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. Hit the like button. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you appreciate this channel and this video and you support it. I appreciate every single one of you for watching me, taking out the time to support me, hitting the like button, commenting. I appreciate all of it. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Hey, what's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit, or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit, or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.